In a mail from a former employee that I'd like to read. Dear Mr. Ray Berube, it is with deep regret that I have left my position as the Finance Director for the City of Auburn, Maine. I planned to be with the city for much of my career. Due to the unfortunate circumstances of harassment, a hostile environment, and retaliation, I have ended my employment with the city. On May 19, 2011, my lawyer sent a letter to City Manager Aho and to Mayor Gleason. In it, my lawyer asked that the harassment and retaliation I had been experiencing cease, or we would go ahead and file a Maine Human Rights Commission charge. In response, my lawyer received a letter from the city's attorney stating that the City of Auburn takes harassment seriously, and went on to further explain that the city had hired an investigator and they were asking if I would be willing to be interviewed. I did agree to take part in the investigation. Unfortunately, the city's attorney would not release a copy of the investigator's report, findings to either me or to my lawyer. The city attorney stated that it was only for City Manager Aho's personal file. If the City of Auburn takes harassment seriously, why is it that nothing has been done? I was the employee voicing the complaint of harassment and retaliation, yet I was the only one left in the dark without any answers or help. On April 26, 2011, I met with the Human Resources Director and the administrative team leader. During this meeting, I informed both of them of those issues. Following this meeting, nothing was done to help alleviate the situation. So I then send a follow-up email to the Human Resource Director on May 8, 2011. The Human Resource Director never discussed this email with me. A copy of this email is in my personal file, which I give you, Mr. Ray Berube, permission to view. My entire personal file, that is. I have found another job and I'm excited. It is nice to go to work every day and flourish in a healthy work environment. I was fortunate to find this job, unlike many others who were run, pushed, or disappeared from the City of Auburn. I am writing this letter to you because I am concerned for the employees that are still working in that environment. It was mentioned on August 15, 2011 during the workshop that employees have individuals within the city to go to for support if they are being treated in an inappropriate manner. Obviously, by what I have experienced firsthand, that statement is untrue. Employees fear for their jobs and will not speak up. One employee asked for help because of the way they were being harassed, and the response given by administration to this individual was that their best bet would be to look for another job. I fear that employees will continue to work in silence, neglecting to stand up for themselves because they fear that if they do, they too will be retaliated against and end up being the next target. I'd just like to say that for the amount of years that I've been on the council and the years that I've known this young lady, the finance department was in shambles when I came on. And when she started working here, it took a lot of hours to put it where it's at now. And my fear is if we do not hire another finance director, there will be no accountability again in the finance department. We need a full-time finance director, nothing short of it.
Thank you, Councilor Berube. I want to remind councilors that we have that section under Councilor Concerns, open session. Right now, all I ask is that you give reports on your committee activity.
Well, point of order, Mr. Mayor, I think that that was inappropriate anyways, because that, again, is costing us money every time these little things happen. That is an employee-employer dispute. It's very much protected, the entire thing. Certainly a majority of that would be, and certainly would be able to be brought into a proceeding of sort, whether it be against the city, in which that letter, from what I just heard, says that there'll be a Human Rights Commission violation filed. So now the city is in a detrimental standpoint because, again, the council got involved in an employee-employer dispute. So every single time this is allowed to continue, it is costing the taxpayers money and it's inappropriate.
Thank you, Councilor Farrell. We move on now with